how frustrating can LinkedIn be to acquire new clients? In this video, I'm going to share with you the top 3 things that you got to do to start building your business and acquiring new clients from LinkedIn pretty much on autopilot. And if you like what you see and you want to learn more, just hit that subscribe button and turn your notifications on, and you'll get more information about how we're building other businesses and our done-for-you clients. So here we go. Number 1, make sure your profile is written about them, meaning your ideal clients, not about you. Not that you're the vice president, not that you're the CEO, nobody cares. And I hate to say this, but that's the reality. It's got to be written in such a way that you're helping them. It's almost altruistic. It's almost about giving lots of value, and calling them out. Who is your ideal client? So your headline should also be telling them how you can help them. Now, many people on LinkedIn are saying things like, I help blah, blah, blah with blah, blah, blah. Don't do that because everyone's doing that. You want to stand out. You want to be different. Your profile picture should be professional. Well, depending on your niche, obviously, but it really should be, if you're going after the B2B space, you're going after, higher quality, if you will, clients, you want to make sure that your profile picture looks good and your banner looks good. I like to have a picture of me speaking to a group of people, an audience, in a boardroom, something that creates instant authority. So let's now talk about your About section. Your About section should be written in such a way that it's easily readable. You can't have long paragraphs, 1 or 2 sentences per paragraph tops, because most people are not going to read the whole thing. They're going to scan. Now, depending on who your ideal clients actually are, you may consider using emojis or bolding certain text. It really depends on who your ideal clients are and what they're going to respond to. Another thing I want to share with you is to have a very small call to action. Could be something like message me on LinkedIn for more information, something low friction, something easy. And the last thing I want to talk to you about is your featured section. In your featured section, you should have a mini VSL. Don't put a 30-minute VSL in there because pretty much no one on LinkedIn is going to watch that. These are business people. They tend to be very busy. Your VSL should be no more than 4 minutes long. I like to sit for about 2 minutes. Have that VSL for about 2 minutes. Throw in case studies, throw in testimonials, maybe a link to a landing page, maybe a link to, again, depending on who your ideal clients are. These are all the things that really work well on LinkedIn. So that's number 1, optimize your profile. And by the way, I hate the word optimize. It's really not optimize. Anyone can optimize it. It's such a subjective thing. But if you do all the steps I just shared with you, you're going to notice a change in how people respond to you when you're messaging them. Which brings us to our next point. Number 2, messaging your leads. You got to message them in a way that's personalized. You can't just get an automation tool and populate their first name, populate their company with the automation tool and expect people to reply. It just doesn't work. So what we like to do is hyper-personalization. My team will spend 3 to 5 minutes per profile gathering information either from the profile, from the recommendations, from the About section, or they'll actually go to the website, pull data from their testimonials and their case studies or a tagline or something that's going to stand out that lead knows, oh, this guy actually checked me out or this lady actually checked me out and I like what they're saying. It's kind of like the law of reciprocation. If you actually put some time in, there's a much higher probability that they're going to want to respond to you. Now, here's the trick. We use that same hyper-personalization line. We use it in our cold email. And that brings me to number 3. You cannot rely on LinkedIn to get clients from LinkedIn. And I know that sounds crazy, but there are a lot of people on LinkedIn that aren't active on LinkedIn. They may not go on for weeks or months at a time. So what you got to do is you got to email these people staying within the GDPR rules. What does that mean? You can't just email people randomly to their personalized emails, but you can email people to their business emails that are publicly available. Now, with doing this, don't spam them. Give them value that will actually help them. It's like what Frank Kern says, who's one of the godfathers of internet marketing. He says, help them by actually helping them. So simple. Don't try to sell, actually help them. And then what happens is they're going to look at you thinking, oh, wow, this guy really knows what he's talking about. Let me jump on a call with this guy to see if maybe we can hire him. And that's what we do with our clients in our done-for-you space. Because it takes, like I mentioned, 3 to 5 minutes to pull all this data. And a lot of consulting firms and owners and teams, they don't have time to do that, nor the expertise. So that's what we offer to our clients. But the purpose of the email is to get them to open the email, number 1. Number 2, we want them to actually reply to the email. And number 3, we want them to book a call. That's all done with hyper-personalizations. You cannot just send out a generic email to everybody and expect a high response. On the next video, I'm going to share with you why subject lines don't matter. And I know that sounds crazy, but our open rates are between 40 to 60%. Many of our clients are above 60% now. And if you know anything about cold email, it's usually about 1 to 5%. So there's something special that we're doing, and I've given you some of the secret sauce already with those hyper-personalized lines. But the subject line actually doesn't matter as much as you think. Watch the next video, I'll show you what I'm talking about. And by the way, if you're enjoying this, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notifications, let's rock and roll.